Welcome back to Serena's Playbook, the place for you to level up your strategic thinking. I have more than 20 years experience in communications and media. I'm a strategic consultant, chartered public relations practitioner, and also studying systems thinking as an MSc. So I'm definitely in a space where I can provide you with synthesized, crystallized nuggets of advice, wisdom, and guidance for your brand, for your business. This is especially for people who are building in public. If you're an entrepreneur, creative artist, this is for you. I've got you. So, this new episode style is called Business Hours, and I'm going to be doing this as a test on Fridays. Otherwise, you've got my regular tutorials, videos, and a slower Sunday reflection session. Let me know in the comments how you're finding these different formats, and let's get straight into it. So, Business Hours is really looking at any, I would say, common issues that we are facing and that you might be facing, what I hear, what I see. So I'm going to take three dilemmas, three issues, and address them using my approach, my playbook method approach, which is essentially my 7 strategic zones, which I've spoken about so many times now on my videos and on the content here and on my website, where you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter. The 7 strategic zones are up on the screen: strategic self-awareness, or strategic awareness, really, interdependencies and stakeholder mapping, risk readiness and reputation design. That's a lot to do with reputation management, media literacy and zeitgeist awareness, engagement system and content architecture, your North Star and value compass, and reflexive thinking, and the bricklayer mindset. I get into all of these in a lot more depth. And if you're interested in really going deep with me, then you can in my summer masterclass. Sign up is available. Let's get to these issues that a lot of us face. This first one is, I'm showing up online, but it's not converting. First and foremost, we always need to check what our expectations are our expectations realistic? We all sometimes get into this, personally and professionally. So let's look at some possible underlying issues if you're showing up online but it's not converting. Now, it might be that your content, any piece of content that you're really relying on, it might lack strategic purpose. It might be lacking that kind of intention, that direction to really get to the problem solving issue, whatever it is that you're providing. It might not be hitting the mark as focused as it possibly could. And this is where my zone 5 engagement system and content architecture really comes into play. Are you, within your content architecture, aligning with your audience, with what's posted and what your audience actually values? That's got to be a question only you can answer. But check in if there's potentially a misalignment between what you're posting, what you're publishing, what you're putting out there, and what your audience values, what your audience wants from you, what your audience has become accustomed to receiving from you, what they habitually need. So it could also be, there's also another underlying issue here, and there might not be a clear call to action or a funnel, quote unquote, or a product or an offer. Now, if you're saying, if you're feeling that you are showing up online, but it's not converting in what sense? Is it that you're wanting people to subscribe? Is that you want them to come through to your website, to your newsletter, to purchase something? Sometimes we want to do all of the above, and I get it because I'm one of those people. Because I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I want you to find me on TikTok. I want you to come through to my Substack. I want you to come to Instagram, which is really, honestly, quite a struggle. I want you to come to my website and sign up. I want us to chat. I want you to come across to Patreon. I want you to come to my media literacy channel and get involved there as well. But I know that the majority of you, and this is my hunch in the early days of this channel, the majority of you are interested in solutions, a roadmap, you want intel, and you want to get to it. So I know that you're going to appreciate the content here, and you would also appreciate a little bit more value, and that's where you can come and sign up at my site and access my trainings. Boom, chuk, kind of thing. I don't have a drum kit here right now, but that's kind of my clear call to action, my clear funnel, if you like. And there's, a few facets to that funnel. The funnel's not just like a boring, just straight through. But if you want a boring, straight through one, and that's the conversion that you want, then just figure out if you're being really straight with it. Now, are you creating the right kind of visibility and value? Are you being visible with the kind of value you want to offer for your audience? And if not, why not? Because you might be visible, but maybe the value bit's missing. Or you might have tons of value to offer, but it's not, you're not working on making that more tangible for people to get to you, right? And to convert. I would suggest a few things. You can provide value in so many ways, and there are so many different formats, so many different platforms. I would suggest doing trial and error, and trial and error is so important. And sometimes you don't know straight away whether something is working. You've just got to keep at it for a while until you know what has converted. Sometimes do you think we don't have the patience because we just want to get there very quickly? And so that's why building a system takes time. Building a content system takes time. It's what I'm going to be covering in my summer masterclass. It's part of it. This is part of building a content system that works with your brand purpose, that works with you, the creator, the founder's identity. It's about really bringing these things together. It's not just looking at things in isolation. How was that for the first business hours dilemma? I hope it worked for you. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe and smash that like button. And there are more videos available for you, so just jump into any of them. Let's get to the next business hour dilemma over here on my channel, Serena's Playbook, where I talk all about leveling up your strategic thinking. No matter whether you're an artist, a creator, entrepreneur, micro business, this is the place for you to do that. And if you've noticed, bring together my comms and media strategic thinking with my systems thinking postgrad experience to synthesize and crystallize guidance for you to really apply in real time. So this next dilemma, it's a common one. Okay, are you ready? I'm burnt out trying to keep up with trends and the algorithm. I feel like saying, no, don't do it. Don't keep up with the algorithm. Let me straighten my hair. What do I do? Don't do it. Only because listen, there are some absolutes, right? There are some absolutes that we know sort of exist and that we've kind of got to work with. And those are, for instance, with YouTube, consistency pays off. So that's the kind of response I have to the YouTube algorithm. That's strategic, sensible, right? But if you're going to start flipping, flopping, reacting from one new trend to the next, one new algorithm change to the next, you will get burnt out. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. And that's where we don't want to be reactive. We want to be more strategic. We want to be more aware. And this relates to my zone 1 of strategic awareness, zone 1 of my 7 zones that make up this system to level up your strategic thinking. And I have 7 zones. That's why my channel is called Serena's Playbook. It's the playbook method. And so being pressured to perform rather than building to create a sustainable presence is what I mean. The latter was so much better than the former. The former of pressure to perform feels yucky. It feels awful. Who wants to do that? It's like being at school and being yanked onto the stage at some school production, and you didn't rehearse. You were called in last minute, and now you have to just sort of make up numbers. No, we don't want to do that. We're not making up numbers. We are here purposeful, ready to contribute with all the value that we have, that you have. And you want to make this sustainable for you. So, what we don't want to do is just be farting about, as we say over here in the UK. We don't want to be trying to do this, that, and everything. Now, listen, I am one to mix it up. Okay. I've built an ecosystem of content. And for me, there's a strategic through line and it works for me. Now, you can make it work for you as long as you're not just reacting here, then, everywhere. Okay. It's kind of like whack a mole. You don't want to do whack a mole. You need time to zoom out. You really do. You need to reassess your energy, reassess your effort, reassess your results. I personal disclosure, have been struggling for the most part, struggling with stress and pressure from various things. And you know when it all comes together in this kind of wonderful little bundle, and then and the next thing you know, you're like, what is going on? I need some more time out. So I am now taking regular time out, and it's really messing with my productive brain. My productive brain wants to do so much, but I'm like, no, you're going to have just a go with the flow day. You're going to go pick up your mail. Part of me is like, no, crying. This is too slow. Move faster. Do everything. We're going to go and walk through the woods and just allow that light to kind of come through the branches and the leaves and get all that wonderful magic. And you feel great afterwards. So you need to make some time to zoom out and reassess what's going on, question yourself. That's part of my zone 7 reflexive thinking. You need to build in some reflexivity. Listen, there's a lot of judgment that we can have as creators, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc. And you feel like you're getting lazy or you're behind. But there's nothing worse than missing strategy. Okay, that supports your pace and supports your priorities. If you're not doing things strategically, then for sure. I'll tell you what's way worse. Taking breaks and zooming out, or just run ragged, feeling absolute crap and not having any kind of strategy. Like trying to do everything, like the part of my brain just wants to do everything, but sometimes rushed, or sometimes with the strategic plan in mind. But the magic comes when you have some time to zoom out. The magic's coming for me for this recording, and I'm feeling much more conversational because I'm more relaxed, because I had some time. I had the episode planned. I looked at the issues and the problems that a lot of us face, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to jump straight on to the camera. It's so easy for me to do it. I've got setups and everything all ready for me all the time, like every day. But still, I thought, okay, I need to take the morning. And now I'm so much more relaxed and conversational, and I can connect with you. So, zooming out is most definitely necessary. You're not lazy, you're not behind. Okay. You've got to invite reflection into your process. Like, what is actually necessary, and then what's just noise. You've got to give yourself some strategic respite as well. Strategy requires a zoom out. Strategy requires reflection and a pause. You're going to let yourself do that. Listen, I have a strategic awareness questionnaire that you can access on my site. So go ahead and click on that link. Just, to read the prompts and make some notes. I don't even take score. You don't even have to input any data aside from the sign up, and then you'll get my weekly newsletter or whenever I have announcements. But at least you'll get those prompts, and you can just take a moment with a cup of chai or coffee, whatever it is. So I hope that second dilemma worked for you, that I've been going through in my business hours episode. I hope this is working for you and this format works for you. And you know what to do. Please do smash that like button and subscribe. Now then, you're here because you're curious. What's Serena doing this time? Okay, just a little reminder. I am now doing a business hours episode, and it's going to be at some point in the week, I think probably Friday. And why am I doing this? Just to kind of make a lot of this guidance that I speak about a little bit more real and practical, for you to kind of see how this kind of thinking and approach, the playbook method, can slot into your potential issues that you face. And we all face them as entrepreneurs, creators, artists, independent people doing our thing, building in public. We all kind of face these things, whether it's burnout, and I've covered that, or posting a lot and feeling like you're not converting. I've covered that. So we're going to cover the next thing. And this dilemma. Oh my gosh. So in my 20 something years of working in comms and media, and even now, as I study systems thinking, a STEM subject at MSc level, as a postgrad later on in life, I'm posting separately about that, and sometimes I get a little bit nervous. So this next dilemma is I'm scared to post because I don't want to get it wrong or be misinterpreted. And let's just take that in for a second because, oh, isn't that just such a common, isn't it? Right? Do you feel it? Do you sense it? I sense it. I'm scared to post because I don't want to get it wrong or be misinterpreted is such an unfortunate feeling or thought process to have because, of course, it's just going to block you from just doing the thing because you want to be perfect. But let's look at what the potential issues could be because maybe perfect just means you don't want to get it wrong, right? Or be misinterpreted. So let's look at what the possible underlying issues are. Now, it might be that you're not aware of your risks and you're not ready enough and you haven't looked at your reputation strategy. And that's what I do in my zone 3 of risk readiness and reputation design. I've actually got a free masterclass that you can check out. That's all available, literally a free 20 something minute or just under 20-minute video masterclass with the download available. Yes, you can access that via my site. So have you looked at what your potential risks are for your brand and your business? Because we all have them. You need to take a little time out just to have a look at them. Because if if you're scared that you're going to get something wrong or be misinterpreted, well, what is it that I'm afraid of? What could I possibly get wrong? And how could that damage my brand? And how could it damage my business? Because all of that uncertainty can actually just give you a lot of overwhelm. And there is uncertainty about the public and there is uncertainty about social media and the way people behave. And a lot of that requires real sentiment monitoring. And that's also part of my 7 strategic zones. So you've got to do a little bit of homework and then be free, just fly, quack, quack, whatever the sound effect is. There is that fear of being cancelled or just being mocked or critiqued, and it just eventually can overweigh your creative flow and your creative bravery. But you don't want to do that. If fear is silencing your voice, it's not that you need to be louder, you just need to be more prepared. Again, that's why my zone 3 of risk readiness and reputation design is so, so helpful. Access that course, the prompts within it, the scenarios within it will really help you to begin to think like a PR, which is why I created it. So, walk through some simple risks and do it as an exercise and see what is it that you are absolutely going to do in that risk situation. What is it that you're not going to do? Just so you know what you're prepared to do and what you're prepared not to do, what you can say and what you can't say. So check out the masterclass, and let me know if you download it, if you do any of the exercises, and if it's actually given you the oomph now and the preparation to go ahead and post and publish. This is the time. This is the time. We can get so now caught up and I would say disenchanted because of all of the changes coming down the line or just around the corner or right here, right now, and how it could impact creators and entrepreneurs and businesses and social media and algorithms and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about AI. But right now, do you see everything literally turning on its head and changing within a week, within a month, even a year? It's taking a while to work some of this stuff out. Bring this dilemma, bring this sort of challenge that we're all facing to your audience. See where it intersects with the thing that you offer. It's what I started to do. And I'm doing it with my personal YouTube channel. And I also happen to be completing my MSc in Systems Thinking with a research project that is about AI and its impact on identity in all kinds of ways, like not just in the typical political, socio-political identity way, but how we are used as citizens and the user experience and the everyday exchange with AI, all of these things that people are already talking about and writing about. And I just want to do a bit more of a dive with it. And I can see how there are strategic connections with a lot of what I do in my multiple YouTube channels and other offerings. And I found that kind of strategic through line, through trial and error, and reflexivity, where you're really kind of questioning yourself, checking yourself, your biases, your assumptions, and just giving it some time and patience. Not everything is immediately obvious to us. It takes some time and takes some reflection. So do give yourself some grace. We're all pretty much in similar boats. And I wouldn't even look at it as some are ahead and some are behind. I recently did a diagram about progress, and it was the thread is rather than just sort of linear straight line, it's start, and then it kind of does this whole tangle thing, and then it comes out the other side. And I made sure to not put end or finish at the end, because the progress is actually you start, you go through all of this and you come out and you've made progress, but then you continue, you keep going. So we just keep going together. I really appreciate your time and your attention. It's the most valuable resource that we all have. And please do consider subscribing, it really helps me. Smash the like, click the links, and I'll see you in the next video.